Welcome to the bold analysis. Raila Odinga visited Mama Lucy Hospital today, the 26th of July, and that impromptu visit came in the wake of after Raila Odinga's long absence from the limelight.
Hakuna kurudi nyuma. Haturuhusi kuongea kwa hospitali. Lakini tumesema pole kwa wale ambao wameifiwa. Wale ambao wana majeraha. Lakini tutaendelea mbele.
Remember, Raila has not been in public for the last 10 days, and there have been a lot of speculation on where he was or where he has been. So I made some very quick observations from that impromptu visit. Number one, he was flagged, or rather he was accompanied with Kalonzo Musyoka, Kalonzo Musyoka, Mwangi wa Iria, amongst other leaders. Then, before, as he was leaving, going to Mama Lucy, he actually left Upper Hill office, the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Foundation, and drove through Jogoo Road, then took the corner all the way to Kamkunji, and assessed Kamkunji. Actually had a stopover in Kamkunji. He did not hold a rally. He did not come out to hold any rally, but had a stopover through Kamkunji, and then came back on the way back to Jogoo Road, not Jogoo Road, back to Jogoo Road, connected to Kangundo Road, then took the Mama Lucy way, the way to Mama Lucy, the corner heading to Mama Lucy. So that, and one thing that happened is he did not come out to address the people. In fact, he did not come out to address the rally. This is a continuation of the latest strategy that Raila Odinga had taken, that he's been going back to the people. Before the last week's protest, he went to CBD, mingled with business people, also took a mat from Rongai all the way to town, also mingled with other Kenyans. Then today, he was in Mama Lucy Hospital to first visit those who had been affected by, those who had been injured, the casualties of the protest. Or let's not talk of the protest, the casualties of brutality, state brutality, and condoled with them, assessed the situation, and I have also reliably been informed that has paid for some hospital bills for some of those fellows that were there behind the scene. I really hope and I really challenge the Azimio fraternity. After going to the hospital, move straight to court in all the counties where protesters are being detained illegally. There are those who are just seeking release by 5,000 bail terms, 10,000 and so, and quite a number are being detained. So I hope they can really also make that effort to go and visit those fellows. Now, in this podcast, I want to explain my interpretation of that impromptu visit in Mama Lucy Hospital. But before we look at that, I want to ask you, are you planning to move your office or just relocate within Nairobi or from Nairobi to any other town here in Kenya? Then for that, you know your treasures are involved. And then you need a credible, reliable, professional company to help you move your stuff or even move your household items from one place to the other. That is why Top Mark Movers are the best company in town. Contact them here. +254 719 17 43 93. Top Mark Movers. They are everything quality. Quality is everything as far as movement is concerned. Now, let's support that young Kenyan doing something. Raila Odinga is pushing more focus on the human rights violation. You know, just today there have been there was a data that was published. I wanted to look at that. I wanted to look at your screen. Yes, this image was shared by, it was shared by a host of UDA leaders. And I want you to look at it. Then you will now look at it. Aftermath of Azimio protests. Now, the whole country was emotionally engulfed by the question of how many Kenyans, or what was the effect. Government is telling us that 305 police officers are seriously injured. The same way we are seeing Kenyans in hospital beds, we should also see police. In fact, we should take photos, stock of police officers that were injured, those 300. One police officer killed. That was never reported. We will really want to see how that is going on. 158 police vehicles destroyed. Interesting to get, because this one not, the media used to report. We really want to see this reported, because there is a bit of the next tool being used is just misrepresentation or rather fabricated data. 9 police stations destroyed. The one we all know about was the Bondo. I don't know of any other. We should actually be told which police stations. 850 shops and businesses broken into. Okay, 850 shops. Where? We should be told in Nairobi for X. I don't know how this was reported and who was collecting this data. 199 buildings destroyed. Acheni kudanganya watu. Acheni kudanganya watu bana. 156 cases of assault and robberies. Now, this 156 cases of assault and robberies, who reported to the police? Where was this data collected? Then 69 roads blocked by protesters. The 69 roads that were blocked by protesters are now being used. Now, have you realized that in all this, no one is, this is KBC, government, station saying they have left out how many protesters killed, how many protesters injured, how many protesters arrested, how many police officers, or rather members of militia, arrested. You see the way that information has been shared, and it is skewed. So it is the next phase of using data to manipulate people's emotions and try to punch it on the other end. But if it is government and they wanted to show us really the extent of the effect, then they also needed to show us the same clerical officers collecting data on the number of buildings destroyed and the 156 assault cases. They should also be giving us data on how many protesters are detained, how many protesters have been killed, how many protesters have been injured. We equally need to have that information, and because of it, they know very well that Raila Odinga is pushing the human rights violation, trying visibility on that, because civil society organizations are actually pursuing that route. I'm telling you, that those will find themselves in court, and they will mostly, the charge sheet is mostly going to be processed by civil society or human rights organizations. So that's one of the objectives of that impromptu visit. Number 2, Raila Odinga had been out, not in public, for quite so long, and there's a sense of he's detached, that he's been detached with the people. So what this visit is also supposed to achieve is to express solidarity and show that he is still with the people. one of the few narrative, a very harsh narrative that anti-government groupings normally go through here is that leaders push their own interest, but when it comes to when they're supposed to defend the people, they're not normally in the picture. So this is something that has been going on, and I remember having talks myself. I reached out. There are some few guys who reached out to me, and by that I can also tell you, if you know someone who is a protester and is being detained or is going through, or even sick, we have people that probably are even short and are sick and they're in the house. Yeah, if you know such, you get to us, and yeah, we can tell the tales of them, because humanity comes first. I've always said we cannot just sit down and complain. We must also be part of a solution. Myself, I have released 3 protesters. Myself. Now you can also do something, and I'm going to bring one here. I released one from Narok. The other one was from where was this town? Yes, yesterday, somewhere in Imali. Yes. So, and one in Nairobi. So the one in Nairobi, we're going to have him here. So you can also do something. If you know someone is someone you can do. Ako mgonjwa, ako kwa nyumba. Don't wait for the politician. The politician might not go there. If you're a neighbor, get that person to the hospital. Maybe, let's just help. We have to lift ourselves, because now that is the spirit. Now, we want to show solidarity. The second bit is Raila was also wanted to read the mood in the streets. What are the people feeling? Are the people afraid? What is it? I was talking to someone in the morning, and from Kisumu, and he's telling me, Kevin, Kisumu is very dull. And I was asking him, like, what's it? It's what to kama kuna woga, Kisumu is a bit dull. He told me that it's now like the streets are mourning. When you go to the morgues, you find people walking. There are also some mysterious disappearance, by the way. Yes, there are some mysterious disappearances. People that have been looking for their kins for past few days and have not been able. Maybe they left out. We had very, very funny instances. A boy who was shot 9 times. What's that family? And when people get to hear that, it's a tool. Fear is also a tool that also being used. Raila is also out to show supporters his confidence and his safety. There have also been a point of, where is Raila? Sati has been asking, where is Raila? So he's also trying to show very well that what exactly is going on. But in the hospital, they needed to have a feel. I think I support that. I really hope that even William Ruto, if he doesn't believe there is no need to assess what's happening on the side of the protesters, let him walk to the wards and visit these policemen that we are being told, or visit the businesses. I hope that Raila, apart from the hospital, gets to apart from the wards, gets to these jails, get to industrial area, visit people whose shops were broken into, and let's have it, if that is going to be the next phase of humanity. Thank you.